The Golden Bear went to a highly political film, Yellow Letters.
We didn't award you for good intentions, but for a masterful language of compassionate filmmaking.
A couple who work in the theatre suddenly barred from their jobs because of their political opinions. The film asks whether artists should make moral compromises for their careers. The film by Turkish-German director İlker Çatak is set in a repressive regime that could be anywhere.
The Silver Bear for the best leading performance goes to Sandra Hüller, one and only.
She plays the title role in the German movie Rose. The film deals with the struggle to live an authentic life amid an oppressive moral code. Set in a 17th century German village, Rose passes herself off as a man to escape the constraints of patriarchy.
Und welche Freude es mir macht, zu schaffen, zu denken, was man noch alles könnte.
It's another award for the versatile Hüller. The film Queen at Sea took 2 awards. The Bear Jury Prize was one of them. It's considered the 3rd most prestigious award. The film asks who is allowed to decide for people with dementia, who can no longer speak for themselves.
Who's your best friend?
Anna Calder-Marshall and Tom Courtenay shared the Silver Bear for Best Supporting Performance. They took the joint award in their stride.
We'll do it half it.
Do you have to cut it in half, or do you get...
A very moving evening. As always at the Berlinale, a mixture of politics, empathy and great emotions, on stage and on film.
Now to the Berlin Film Festival, and the jury's decision is in fact in. The Golden Bear for Best Film has been awarded to German director İlker Çatak's movie, Yellow Letters. It was the only film in competition that was in any way political. Set in Turkey, it dealt with whether artists should compromise their ideals in a totalitarian system. Earlier, German actress Sandra Hüller won the Silver Bear for Best Performance for her title role in Markus Schleinz's Rose, portraying a woman living as a man in the 17th century. So let's talk to our celebrity here, the man who's been watching these and many other movies at the Berlinale this year. It's DW's culture czar, Scott Roxborough. Scott, good to see you as always. The award ceremony has ended, as we just mentioned. Talk to me about the winning films.
Yellow Letters, as you said, İlker Çatak's winning film, Golden Bear winning film. It is interesting that this film won because it was by far the most political film in the festival, in competition. And so I think the jury is making a big statement with awarding this film. It's a really interesting film. It's about, it's set in Turkey, but he shot it in Germany, which is an interesting choice. It's about 2 artists, theater performers, who are banned from performing because of the totalitarian government in Turkey. Because it is filmed in Germany, though, it seems to suggest this is something that's not just happening in Turkey and in other countries, but maybe could happen here as well. As we know, the far right is on the rise here, and I think Çatak is definitely trying to make that statement with this movie. A very, very powerful film, and I think very, very interesting to award it the top prize at this moment in time.
Your head must be spinning because you saw so many films, I'm sure, and yet I have a feeling that there are specific performances that probably stood out for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think the jury made great choices, and because they agreed with me this year.
Of course.
Both with Yellow Letters, but with the performances, definitely. We saw Sandra Hüller, probably one of the greatest actresses working today, definitely in Germany.
She's on a roll.
Yeah, she's on a roll. She was Oscar nominated for Anatomy of a Fall a couple of years ago. Now, this performance in Rose that won her the Best Performance honor tonight is really compelling. She plays a woman in 17th century Germany, in a rural area, who pretends to be a man, basically to have freedom and be able to live the life that she wants to lead. It's based on actual documented cases, hundreds of them from the period, but the performance is astounding. I'm in awe of Sandra Hüller. I've interviewed her many times, and I'm in awe of what she does as a performer. If I had to pick out maybe one or two other performances that also won prizes and I thought were astounding, Queen at Sea, the two supporting performances there, the legendary British theatre actors Tom Courtenay and Anne Calder-Marshall won jointly for Best Supporting performances, and they play an elderly couple. He's a carer, she has advanced dementia, and it's a really quite harsh and unvarnished look at that disease, but also incredibly touching and very emotionally powerful. And it's astounding to see these two legendary performers who got their start back in the 60s coming back with this incredible film and these incredible performances. It was a delight to watch.
Now my head is spinning. I can't keep up with you. I'm going to have to get some notes from you.
I've got a chart that I can give you later. Yeah.
You know, it's something of an irony, if that's the right word to use. You talked earlier about the film that actually won, the only political film in the entire festival, and yet this was a very political festival in general. And tonight's award ceremony reflected that, I think.
Very much so. The last 2 weeks here at the Berlinale, although not many of the films have been overtly political, the discussion has only been about politics. We've had a lot of accusations against the Berlinale saying they're not offering enough free space to talk about issues, particularly the issue of Palestine and Gaza, which is a real hotspot, as you'd imagine. And tonight's ceremony was all about politics. You had several winners of smaller awards getting on stage and using that platform to talk about Gaza, to talk about Palestine. One documentary filmmaker brought a Palestinian flag on stage and called out for free Palestine. You had directors talking about the situation in Iran, the situation in northern Syria. Really, these sort of political talking points became a sort of center aspect of this year's Berlinale. And that's in some ways appropriate. Berlin, the festival, has always been the most political of the big festivals and sort of prided itself on that. This year, because maybe a reflection of the world that we live in and how polarized things are, it got quite heated. And at some point it looked like maybe it would do real damage to the festival to have these type of debates. But the award ceremony tonight actually showed that even very heated debates can happen in a very public way without being detrimental or damaging to discussion and debate. And Trisha Tuttle, who's the head of the festival, closed with a very sort of emotional speech saying that everyone here and all these opinions are welcome, and that the fact that it's heated and the fact that it upsets a lot of people shows that we're actually doing our job. And it ended at least this festival with a bit of a sense of hope, which is a good idea in these quite troubled times.
It's been a long political season. That's Scott Roxborough from DW Culture. Thank you very much.